Hello, footies, and welcome back to FUT in Review, episode 668. My name is John, and in the first time in forever, actually, we only doing one show this week. It is Friday night, and if you're wondering why we missed episode 668 on a Tuesday, that is because Shaq was fighting Cyclones. Nathan was fighting his personal life. I was fighting my dentist. So yeah, there pretty much wasn't anyone around to do a proper recording. But we're back, and I am not alone on this second week of FUT Birthday. I am celebrating, of course, with my dear friend from Norway, the co-founder of FUT in Review. It's none other than the myth, the legend, the Norwegian Indiana Jones. And if I have any more nicknames, we don't have any time left tonight. It is none other than Ingvi. Hello, Ingvi.
Hello, John. How are you?
Cool. Better.
Good to hear.
Yeah, like if I would record on Tuesday, you would see one big jaw. Now it's just a good jawline. Anyways, we're talking about good jawlines. He is joining us tonight as well. It is the other legend, the voice of FUT. It's what you call him. It's none other than Daniel Wimbush. Hey, Dan.
John, Ingvi, hello. Good to be back on the show.
It's good to have you, my friend. It's been a while. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I've downgraded from my last appearance on this show. My newfound webcam was sent straight back after it autofocus mayhem. But other than that, I've been through the ups and downs of FC life. Went on a ridiculous downswing and have now gone back on an upswing. So what kind of mood I'll be in for today's show, I'm not fully sure. But loads and loads to get into. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's start with that downswing, though. What happened there and what made you jump back?
I don't know. I was going through a really nice phase of getting 10, 11 wins in Weekend League, sitting nicely in Division 2, Division 1 on Rivals. And then all of a sudden, I just, for next couple of Weekend Leagues, I was getting 8 wins. I was struggling in Rivals. I don't know what happened. The only thing I can suggest is that I put a couple of Evo players into my team. And Evo players do tend to have fake stats. And whether that just led to me second guessing, shooting and defending and stuff like that, I don't know. Or it could just been an honestly bad run where we've all been in those weekend leagues where actually you just get bad matchmaking. You just run into some really good opponents, and those 50-50s don't go your way. And unfortunately, this game has a really bad habit of getting into your brain, getting into your psyche, and making you second guess everything. Which is why you need the fantastic services of someone like FUT Coaching to be able to sit you down and actually look through your footage and go, well, here's actually what's happening. Here's what you're doing well. Here's what we can work on to get better. And me being the stubborn person I am, does not take up the option that John frequently throws at me saying, let me have a look at your games. Let me have a look at your games. So that's on me. But I have read the upswing, and I think I'm basically putting it down to Cristiano Ronaldo because that card is just broken. And suddenly, shooting is not an issue now. I shoot, it goes in. I don't have any problems, and I'm back. So I got 9 wins last week, and I'm hoping to try and crack 10. But enough of me because there's bundles from FUT Birthday number 2, so we should get going into that.
Yeah, 37 plus players. But before we talk FUT Birthday, there's been also a major upheaval this week in the world of FUT. We got a new patch, or pitch notes, I should say. I don't even. It was a new patch, actually. Normally, when it's March, we get, well, like you said, FUT Birthday, a couple of new players, some new fun cards. Pretty cool SBCs. They not only went all out with content, but Ingvi, they went all out on gameplay as well. What happened?
Well, I don't know if it was all out, but we got a new playstyle and playstyle plus, low driven. So I guess people have maybe fond or not so fond memories from a previous version of the game where those were really overpowered. So we'll see how that pans out when we get our hands on the new cards with those playstyle pluses, which I haven't done yet. So I don't know how they work.
Daniel, your favorite of them putting new playstyles in the game halfway through?
It's almost like we've had this discussion before we went on air, John, and it's like you know what I'm going to say. Look, my initial reaction, I posted this on our Discord, which you can join absolutely free. The link is in every episode. And remember, if you want to go the extra mile, patreon.com/FUT IN review. Follow us on socials as well, @FUT IN review. But when do I get my £10 for saying that, John? When is that in my account now, or is it in a minute?
I trusted you would say that, so it's already
Excellent,
transferred
excellent.
before the show started.
But yes, so I posted in the Discord. I wasn't such a fan of them adding in a play style midway through the game, just because we've been building Evos. More for people like me that have been building our Evos out throughout the year. We've committed to them being to a certain level, and now suddenly they're adding another tool set in there. It just sat a little bit badly with it. And of course, all the other cards as well that we've been packing and things as well. So it's almost like I'm never a fan when EA basically draws a big line in the sand and cuts off a whole group of other players. Now, look, maybe there's going to be evolutions coming in the next few days. I would presume there will be, in which case it kind of mitigates a lot of it. But I kind of just wish maybe they just waited to add this into FC 26. But I don't feel super strongly. I'm not uninstalling the game or sending angry emails to Vancouver. It's just
Not yet.
not yet. And look, if someone starts scoring a hell of a load of low drivens against me in the next few days with Jovino, Barbo, and Dumbia, maybe I'll change my tact on that. But no, I didn't love it. I said I just prefer them to do things a bit more cleanly and bring it in maybe at the start of the next game.
Ingvi, your thoughts on them adding new playstyles so far in the game?
Well, I'm a little bit indifferent, I guess. I haven't noticed anything in the games I played after the patch. So, but I really think that we'll know it now, since this team kind of have quite a lot of players getting that playstyle. We'll see how it's working, if it's broken or overpowered or whatever. So I'm not against it, but I'm a little bit skeptical of how it's gonna work, because I've seen some strange stuff in gameplay this week. So we'll see.
I'm a fan. I just normally they abandon the game on gameplay whilst during this phase of the year. Them having so many changes lately and applying a new playstyle. I've also seen very much for a lot of negative people saying they wanted to get this in the game at the start. They should have got it into the start. But I just like them keep developing this game. They could have waited for FC 26, right, for this as well, and it would probably be a good marketing thing. So them providing it in the game, I think it's just cool. It's good. I don't see any bad intent in there. I'm hopeful. I'm positive that they're looking at feedback, and all the page notes kept saying, "We've heard your feedback. We didn't change anything else in this game." I can only applaud this, honestly, and getting that in at the start of a new season is also perfect timing, and not wait for not halfway through the other season. So it's also well timed, I think, as well.
Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on whether you're an investor, their share price has gone back up, John. So the cynic in me says that our days of getting crowd pleasing content will probably be short lived, because I think the share price is now back up to pretty much where it was.
They're from Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might change later.
Yeah. But no, look, all jokes aside, I very much agree. I do like the fact they are consistently still working on this game into March. And look, whilst I prefer that kind of clean slate, it is good if they can kind of get the kinks out of the way and kind of measure how this play style is going to work before we get into the start of the next cycle. So again, especially because they seem to have done away with open demos and things like that now. So yeah, look,
it's better than testing it on 99 rated players.
Exactly.
All good. The other things that mentioned into the patch was, of course, some new icons and heroes. And yes, we'll talk about this hero shortly, or I don't know if we should, but that's more my preference. There has been updates in clubs, new facilities as well, new double coin events. If you're not only in FUT, I think there's some big changes actually. And if you're in seasons or regular teams, they added the classical 11, where you can play with a literally gold squad, I think, which is fun.
Legends.
But they should ban that for tournaments, I think, already. But
Maybe.
and I think they have deleted the fact you can see goalkeepers running around at your pre-match.
Oh,
Finally, so
No, they don't. I've seen it every match today.
Oh.
So
I got
Casillas,
a message saying that
Casillas is mingling with the fans before every match I play. So he just loves the fans at least. So that's
Well, I saw Courtois mingling with the fans yesterday as well, but it was a different kind of mingling.
now Ingvy's just got really good club merchandise sales, so he's getting loads of people buying full goalkeeper kits.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's that could be, of course. Maybe there's a sale on the goalkeeper kit.
I will say as well, just I know we don't really play the mode very much, but I do love that the full Classic 11. It brings me back to the original FIFA International Soccer, where that was the best team you could pick, even though it was full of fake players like H. Van Schmeiter. Demon. He was a demon in that original FIFA International Soccer. Demon. Bring him back. Forget Jovino, Barbo, and Dumbia. Give me H. Van Schmeiter and Jay Tayano from the original FIFA, please.
Yes, the only thing I want to say about Classical 11, it is not allowed to play that on the tournament we will be having in Crete, though. There's no way we'll be allowing that. Ingvi,
Yeah.
we have had 37-something players last week, a lot of SBCs, and so much content. I can't even catch up with it. Is FUT Birthday week 2 much different, or is it far less content than before?
It's similar.
Yeah.
We got an objective player, Espino, that's a left back playing for Rayo Vallecano in La Liga. It's just solid card from playing matches, squad battles, rivals, champs, whatever, with two players from La Liga, and you need to score some goals and assists, but it's not much. So for a free 88 rated card, it's nice. He will fit the evolutions, I'm pretty sure. I don't think
will fit in evolutions.
Yeah, which is cool. I don't think he'll go into any first 11s at the moment, but 82 composure is not ideal. It's not bad. It's not bad for a free card. We got some SBCs. We got a huge upgrade on a very cup popular player that we all, I think, that played in those cups, trying to get Mycon and the other stuff. We faced an 84 rated Adeyemi that plays for Dortmund. He now got an SBC, and suddenly the rating jumped up to 93, which I think is really strange that it jumped from 84 to 93 for some reason. It's not performance based. Card looks. He has the new playstyle, low driven plus, but it's 586,000 coins to do the SBC. Left winger,
99 pace.
left mid, right mid, striker. He also has quick step plus, normal finesse, rapid flair, acrobatic, and aerial. He has 90 composure. That's nice. 88 attacking position and finishing, so maybe not the ideal striker, but it's going to be a fun card. If
Pretty
you
good
have,
left winger, though.
Yeah, very fast at least.
Well, he's not only fast, he's got 90 composure and 88 finishing on the left wing card. That is extremely fast. And 5-star, 5-star. If you told me this card came out 3 weeks ago, I'd say that'd be nuts.
But the winger plus, he has inside forward plus on left wing, so it all depends on your playstyle. I know the inside forward plus is really popular, but this card doesn't have it. So I think it's too much for this card. Almost 600,000 coins.
Daniel, what do you think?
It's all right. I mean, it just kind of fits into that mid gap between don't bother and that's a really nice meta card. I think it's just, again, if you are running a Bundesliga team, if you've got an affinity for him, the thing about this card, and I was again talking off air about one of the cards in the promo team. EA are just having this really weird phase of not giving players that many play styles. They just seem to be really dialing back on the number of if you want to call them silver play styles this card has, and that's what concerns me about this card. Considering he's only got 5 of them, and one of them is flair, which is amongst the most pointless going. Yeah, I mean,
his
look,
hair's got flair though.
Hair trait. So, I mean, it's good. I think the analogy I used for this promo, and this card fits very nicely into it. I said to John that this whole promo reminds me of one of those all-you-can-eat restaurants, that have a bit of everything. It's like, oh, there's pizza over there, and there's Chinese food over there. There's an Indian buffet over there. There's a steak counter. There's sushi. It's great. And immediately when you go in, you're like really excited because there's bits of everything. And then when you eat it, it's like, oh, it's nice, but I probably would have had better sushi if I'd gone to a dedicated sushi restaurant. I would have had better pizza if I'd gone to a dedicated pizza restaurant. And a lot of these cards kind of fit into that category where they're nice and they're going to do a job. But I compare this card to Bale that came out a couple of months ago, and I'm still rather taking Bale. And numerous other cards you've been able to Evo, I'm probably still taking over Adeyemi. So, look, it's a nice price point, and with the fodder you've got basically thrown at you everywhere, it's not exactly going to take too much to do it. But I find it very hard to get excited about a card like that. But then the credit to EA, because they have thrown the really big boys at us as well, in terms of, there is a Cristiano Ronaldo SBC to be getting on with. We'll come on to talk to it in a minute. There's a Yaya Toure SBC out there. So, look, if I was starting a newish account, as I said, that maybe that is a card I'd be more excited about. But for now, as someone that did have the power to go out and do Bale and was able to get cards like Team of the Year, Lauren James, doesn't do a lot for me.
But I can also let me also mention, if you look in just a short trip into the main team as well, there's another Bundesliga left midfielder, left winger, Antonio Nusa. He's 88 rated, and his in-game stats are total stats are 496. Adeyemi is 500. Total in-game stats on Nusa is 2,383, and on Adeyemi it's 2,380. And Nusa, he is 17,000 coins at the moment.
I'll actually put him on screen because I do think that's a good comparison, though. Normally, the difference between these cards is the 5-star or not, but of course,
he has 5-star as well. Yeah. And he's got finesse and relentless. He doesn't have the new Playstyle Plus, but I've done an evolution of that, the normal silver Nusa, and he's up to 90 now, and he is very, very, very good in game.
It might be a little bit Norwegian bias,
maybe, but I still, if you look at the stats and the prices, I don't think Adeyemi should be like almost 600,000 coins more expensive.
And the other comparison I've got is Daniel Marlin. Again, if you go look at that FUT Fantasy card, yes, that's only 5-star, 4-star, but I talk about the silver play styles, and that's got 8 compared to 4 from 5 from Adeyemi. And also Marlon's got 2 playstyle pluses as opposed to 1 as well. So I'd much rather go and get that Marlon card.
True. Although 5-star, 5-star, I think beats 5-star, 4-star every day of the week for me. So it's a big difference.
Maybe for you cultured people that can actually pull off skill moves, but for us industrial, terrible bog standard players that struggle to move our right stick anywhere.
Well, don't get off your high horse there, mate, because you're not even visiting all you can eat restaurants anymore. You're just going to the fancy sushi places.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
So.
With my Gareth Bale card. Me and Gareth going to the fancy sushi restaurant.
Playing golf afterwards.
Watching Adeyemi eating in the food court.
Yeah.
I can actually see that happen. It's going to be a weird episode.
Gareth, I am available, by the way. If you
for golf or sushi.
I think to be fair, I'm not the biggest sushi fan, so I'll go to a nice Italian with Gareth. I can drive him in the golf buggy, because
Yeah.
that I cannot hit a golf ball to save my life.
How British of you.
How British of
No
me.
sushi for me.
No
as well.
sushi for me.
Yeah.
It's not beige
So-
enough for me.
I do have to agree though. Okay, we'll put Adeyebi in the. Actually, don't do it. Category, I think.
Yeah, I would skip. As Stan said, we got the Yaya Toure SBC for 2.5 million coins.
He's definitely in at the expensive sushi restaurant. Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He owns the restaurant.
Yeah, he's a Michelin one, I guess. I think it's a very good card, but I think it's very expensive. He's got 6 silver and 2 plus Playstyles, so I think that's a little bit. Could have been more, I think, for that price.
With one of them being Flair as well again.
Yeah.
Also his
So-
hair.
So that's a little bit. There are some good ones. I like the Bruiser if you're going to play him CDM, but that's like the only defensive playstyle he has. With defensive awareness 85 and interception 85, so I don't know if he's probably going to be good, but for that price, it's a little bit. He's probably better further off the pitch with ping pass plus normal finesse, incisive pass, power shot, trivela. So, but the card is lacking like the premium stats and playstyles for me, at least for that price. For 2.5 millions, that's too much for me. I would rather use the Marquisio card.
I mean, this card is probably a monster, right? But I do think having a card 92-3 rated CDM with 85 defensive awareness, 85 interceptions, it feels a little bit meh, maybe? Does that
For
make
that
sense
price,
then?
it's too much. If it was 1.5, then it's not too bad.
Yeah, but still, I got like the Conte card, the Petit card that came out 2 weeks ago, or last week? I don't know, last week, I think.
Yeah, Petit came last week.
Feel
Yeah.
like better defense midfielders.
But again, I think what's disappointing about the cards, and you talk about the play styles and things like that. It's like he's not. It's not that big of a boost on the 90 rated card that is going to cost you 420k at the moment. And I know it's cliche, and we've already joked about it, but 90s are coming into Evo range pretty soon. I would imagine within the next 3 or 4 weeks. And if you picked up that 90 rated Winter Wildcard Yaya Toure card, I imagine you will be able to get him to a similar level, if not bigger and better than the 93 rated. So that would be my kind of advice. If you are on the fence about this one, I would, and you've got maybe, say, 1 million coins and you're not doing a lot with it, go out and invest in that 90 rated card and just sit on it for a couple of weeks. Because as I said, when an Evo comes out, that will skyrocket. And an Evo as well will give him more than, again, that the 90 rated Winter Wildcard has got the same 5 playstyle silvers. So that would be my advice. But yeah, I agree with both of you. It's disappointing and underwhelming, but I guess EA don't. If he was much better than this, it's almost like you're done for the game, aren't you? You know, if he had anticipate and intercept, especially in those defensive play styles, you'd be like, well, that's it. That's my CDM done.
Even they went out with all Ronaldo last week, which makes your forward position being done.
Yeah, but Ronaldo, whilst I love him, I think he's brilliant, he is still missing a couple of little things. Like the pace isn't absolutely top notch, and as we get into team of the season and stuff like that, that's when the cracks will start to show. And I'm not talking massive cracks; I'm talking small cracks. But this Toure card, with the face stats and everything on it, I said if it had much more better, if it had anticipate and intercept, it would almost be too good. So I kind of slightly see where EA are coming from, but that doesn't mean to say that I think do it. As I said, go buy the 90 and wait.
Fair enough, I think. And if you disagree with us, that's perfectly fine. Just drop it in any of our comments, of course, on the show, or follow us on our socials. I think we're on X, Instagram, Blue Sky, just add FUT IN Review everywhere. So just let us know and we'll take those points into the next show. Even better, and I'll try to read them out if I don't forget. But if you just sent a lot, I will definitely get notified about that. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. It's totally free and it helps us a lot, and it's just fun to read. So
John also accepts carrier pigeons as well, and owls.
Mate, I'm not in a position to go to those fancy restaurants you go. So I'll take everything, actually. Talk about that though. I got a little intermission going on, Daniel. I know Ingvi really wants to talk about the teams, but I really want to talk about a certain event that's upcoming. And this last time I'm going to mention it on the show before the actual event actually starts. So in May, we are going to Crete. Everyone knows that by now, right? And if you're Patreon, you can join us. We won't pay for your flights, but we'll pay for your stay. And you can bring your partner. That's perfectly fine. And of course, we'll pay for your breakfast. And there's lots of things we're going to do there, including some tournaments. But every single year we go there, we introduce a special edition, limited edition jersey. A FUT IN Review jersey, of course. And I've got the new jersey in my hands here, so I'm going to review it live on stream. But Daniel, since it's also an audio, I can't really review it and not say anything. So you got to describe what you're seeing about the shirt while I'll show it and then secretly try to wear it during the rest of the show. Shall we?
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it.
So I'm going to look forward to this, though. Of course, made possible by our friends from Manate. Should tell you that. But here we go. I'll dive a little back so you can do your thing.
John is holding up an exquisite football shirt representing the FUT IN Review trip to Crete, designed by 17 artisans. It's got a lovely blue stripe down the middle, largely white. It's got black sleeves, adorned with patches representing FUT IN Review, fitting for the catwalks of Milan, Paris, London. High-class fashion here from the gaffer. He places the shirt upon himself, returns his headphones, and returns to the microphone. And immediately I am blinded by the beauty and splendor of the shirt.
With the logo on the sleeve, eh?
Majestic. And with that, I hand it back to the chief. This has been your fashion report for Fashion in Review.
In Review. Well done, Daniel. We didn't actually practice this. In all seriousness, though, if you join the event, there will be a list on the Discord, which of course is free to join. And if you're joining, we'll put your name on there and we'll get you the details for the shirt, how you can get it, and put your name on it. Because that I haven't actually showed, but there's also a name on it. But it's really weird to show my backside on a podcast, so I'm not going to do that, Daniel. Besides, you're going to make fun of what's on the back. So if you call me,
definitely don't show your backside on a podcast, John. Don't show your backside on a podcast. This is not that kind of podcast. We'll definitely have to put the adult content.
No, there's a limit to what I do for money, though.
OnlyFans /FUT IN Review.
Who knows? Maybe they sponsor us. Ingvi, content-wise, though.
Yeah.
How do you want to go into the teams?
Well, teams, I don't know if the icons and heroes, they got a few extra players. It's not a team per se, I guess. There's the team 2, which is main team.
But it's a team from how many players are there? 30? 20 something?
There's a lot. We could talk about the heroes first, maybe.
Sure, they're not on a separate tab for me, so I'll just freestyle it while you say something, I think.
Yeah, we got 4 packs that we know of, plus the 3, which the fearsome trio is also in packs as well. The Roma legends, Ibarbo, Gervinho, and Dumbia. So they're in packs as well, 93 rated, and they're at least they're expensive for now. I hope they stay that because
me too. Been there, done that.
I don't want to face those 3 in one match at the same time. I think we also got a Ricardo Carvalho. We got his 91 92 rated Sydney Govou. We got a 92 rated Smolarek, legend in the Eredivisie, but his card is based on Bundesliga, I see.
Yes.
And a Wesley Sneijder card as well. And I like the look of that Smolarek card, to be honest.
I think most of them look great, but Snyder and Smolarek really stand out for me. I'll toss Smolarek on screen, but 450,000 coins.
It's an absolute bargain. He is an absolute menace, and that was when he had a 3-star weak foot. Now he's a 5/5.
Yeah. And he has the new playstyle. It doesn't show on the screen because it looks like he has one playstyle plus, but he has two. And the second one is the low driven plus, the new playstyle plus. So that Smolarek card looks like a proper menace. Some really nice stats. Could, of course, have had a few more playstyles. He doesn't have finesse. That's the only thing lacking, I think, from that card. He has first touch, power shot, trickster, quick step, and trivela. So they're good, but I kind of wish he had the finesse, but I think he was more known for the power shot, so fair enough. Press proven plus as well. 92 composure. It's been a nightmare facing his other, just the base card, so I can imagine that this one is going to be a handful for most defenders. 90 strength as well and aggression.
Yeah, nothing wrong with this card. And very affordable. And I think it actually we might see him drop a bit.
Yeah.
Last week we spoke about Van Basten getting a card. It was around 350,000 when we spoke, Ingvi.
Yeah.
And Daniel said, I'm surprised you didn't get Van Basten yet. I'm like, yeah, but I don't have 350,000 coins laying around. I'm just broke. I did get Van Basten today because he was like 110 something-ish.
Yeah.
So what a weekend do, eh? So
that's a crazy price for that Van Basten card.
I mean, 100, like even this card, 450,000 coins for the 5-star striker with amazing speed, amazing shooting stats, amazing play styles, and an amazing composure.
Yeah.
Team of the year has to be insanely good and insanely cheap because I don't know how it would compete. Unless they introduce another play style, though.
Yeah, that's probably the difference, though. But yeah, it's a great card. I think he'll be good for quite a while. And of course, as you said, the Snyder card looks really good as well.
Yeah, we don't have to go into details on Snyder, but I think that card is just incisive pass plus and tiki taka plus and 7 more silver playstyles, I think.
Yeah, it's so good.
All of these heroes are good. I mean, Sydney Govou for 550k again, 5-star, great pace, great shooting. Yeah, I don't love the fact that his second playstyle plus is Trickster, but again, a fantastic card. And even Ricardo Carvalho at 146k. I know perhaps Liga Portugal is not going to do too much for your chemistry, but again, a fantastic card. 94 defending.
But he will boost for the chemistry for Ronaldo. Though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though they're not similar, but it's going to help, of course. And if you have Cancelo as well, then you're onto a good start.
Yeah, and he's got anticipate plus and base, intercept, block, jockey, and slide tackle. So he's great, and he can pass it out from the back as well. He's got incisive pass there as well. So again, a very underrated card. I think that Ricardo Carvalho. I think people will just be looking at the 85 pace and thinking, okay, well, he's a little bit off the pace. Especially with 83 acceleration. But if you are someone that plays a bit of a deeper line and you haven't given into the 95 depth meta, then I think this card will do a decent job for you.
Yeah. We can talk quickly about the icons as well. There are one card that I would love to have, but I won't.
Beckenbauer. Oh, wait, he's not there.
No, he's not. I don't think Beckenbauer is released yet, is he?
No, next week.
Next week,
right, Daniel?
Yeah, next Friday.
Next Friday, yeah. The Dalglish card looks fantastic, but of course that's 4.6 million, so that's not going to happen. Beckham is like almost 3, also great card, but Campbell, tank, 1.7, but Lineker and Pichon, super cheap, both of them. Lineker is 163,000 coins, and he has the low-driven Plus. So if you want to test that playstyle out, I think Gary Lineker is a very cheap way to go if you want to try that. For 170,000 coins with quick step plus as well. Silver, finesse, chip shot, power shot, incisive pass, technical, first touch, trickster, which is not that necessary, but of course, relentless, double 5-star, 95 attacking position, 96 finishing, 90 shot power. He got 90 composure as well, 95 reactions, which is excellent to have for a striker. He has poacher plus plus, false 9 plus plus, advanced forward plus plus, and target forward plus. So I think that's kind of very good value for a striker.
Yeah. It's just like the same with Van Basten. Like, these cards are insane. I still think this is one of the best promo we've had maybe ever. Gonna put it out there.
All of these cards, whether it's Lineker, like you say, whether it's Lineker, whether it's Van Basten, and going back to Marlon and stuff, all of them are very, very good. All of these cards are 8.5, 9 out of 10 cards. The problem comes with how many 10 out of 10 cards people already have. And as I say, if you're comparing Lineker to Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever it is, whether it's body type, the weird mix that goes on with playstyles, whatever goes into the soup, Ronaldo is just better. And whereas Lineker will bury 8 out of 10 chances, Ronaldo's going to bury 9 out of 10 chances. And those are the very razor thin margins that people are looking for, that extra tiny little, any percent they can get. And that is why Cristiano Ronaldo is going to cost you 2.5 million coins worth of fodder, and Gary Lineker is, and Van Basten are a couple of 100k each, because people are desperately. It's so easy now to get a player of that quality, of Lineker's quality, and then everybody is then searching for the next step up, and that is why EA continues to rake in millions and millions and millions in pack sales, because as Ingvi was saying with like Dalglish, the only way you're going to get Dalglish, who is that next step up from a Lineker, is more than likely through a store pack, and that's it. But as you've said regularly, John, the difference between someone that scores 8 out of 10 chances and 9 out of 10 chances, is that really going to make a huge difference to your weekend league or your rivals? Probably not.
Maybe it's that extra win, but it's like as my other game, I play a lot of Diablo, where you get tiered up, and once you're in the highest difficulty, all the way up, you start to look into very marginal stat differences, but you have to be playing like 200 hours a season to get there. And then it's like, oh, I got 0.75% more damage on this stat, etc. And like, look at me, I'm so happy. I, for one, will be always just below that level. And Diablo and in FIFA, I think, right? I'm not performing for those big tournament wins. And then the next best thing, which everyone could get, or still that one elite player I've got in my team, is actually plenty for me not to actually feel FOMO for those top tier cards. And I think this is the first proper year where if you don't spend any money on the game, there's plenty to get in your team with really good players that were never affordable before.
Yeah, and look, if you're someone that plays this game on a more casual basis, if you are, and I mean this with absolute zero disrespect, if you're someone that is regularly in kind of Division 4, Division 5, plays the occasional weekend league, and pops into cups and things like that, again, someone like this Gary Lineker card is going to be fantastic, and will do everything, basically everything you need from him. It's only when, as John says, you get into those kind of upper divisions, 2-1 elite, and you're looking to get past kind of that 10-win barrier, where you really need, that one chance that Ronaldo will score that Lineker won't, might just be the difference maker. But yeah, otherwise, it's great. There are such fun. The gap has shrunk a lot down now, even from when I first started playing in FIFA 20. There was that big gap between the very best cards and then the next tier down that you could afford. Both of you two who played this game longer than I do will know that at this time of the year, in going back to probably FIFA 18, 17 before, people were still using gold cards at this stage of the game. And look how far we've come now, where we're sitting there talking about a 5-star Gary Lineker, not perhaps being the very best in the game.
Last year around this time, we were all running Wout Weghorst.
Yeah, W9.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a big difference, right? Or maybe it was actually the year before. But there were times where a 5-star, 4-star Zlatan Ibrahimovic was the card to have in your team in April. So,
yeah. Flashback Zlatan, fond memories.
No, well, not really, but still, that was that's where I'm comparing
I love
it
the
with.
card. That was awesome. So yeah.
But look at me. I could probably. Normally, I'd be very meta with my game, with my team, Daniel, for example, right? Now I'm using Robin van Persie icon. I'm using Van Basten icon. Using Pirlo, Zidane. These are all terrific cards, but maybe not meta or endgame or how you want to call them. But I so enjoy using those cards, and I can still I can play along with an elite now as well still, and maybe won't win a tournament or something like that, but it won't matter that much in the end.
And that's the reason why I've got Tyler Binden in my team, why Lewis Wing is in my team, and why Kelvin Eliabetiman is fighting it out with Cristiano Ronaldo for time in my lineup. Because I think, again, we can all get caught up in trying to find that extra 1% and maybe ignoring the fun players. And the new season, we've got so much to talk about. We can't even get into that. But, EA continuing the nostalgia, not just this Roma trio that's been out tonight that we keep mentioning. Look at the players throughout the season ladder. You've got the likes of Kimpembe, Renato Sanchez. I think Kessie's got a card, hasn't he, as well? So sometimes I would encourage people to sacrifice that 1% to go and use different players they enjoy, like that Smolarek card, whether it's Van Basten and like you're doing, John, and I know Ingvi does with some Liverpool Evos as well. You don't always have to be chasing, unless you are literally playing just for wins, which is, again, fair enough. But otherwise, maybe take a little step back and say, okay, this card might not be as great, but there's a personal attachment, and I love seeing their little card pop up when it scores a goal. So,
True. Anything else you want to highlight content-wise, Ingvi, or do you want to let Daniel talk about the season?
Well, maybe we should talk about the team as well, quickly.
Sure.
We got a lot of players. Some big gaps in price again. From the highest, I think, is Mr. Van Dijk. There are some strange kind of cards that could have been insane, like DiMarco. I think that's one of the first cards with all 90 rated plus on all stats. But the Playstyles for a left back / left mid. He's not a left back if you look at the Playstyles. It's more like a left mid, but it's kind of it's very good, but I still feel there's something missing on that card. I don't know why. There shouldn't be, but something tells me it's not going to play to the stats for some reason. It looks good.
Yeah, after this week, I'm definitely not playing an Inter player anymore. So.
Ingvi, you've buried the lead here. There's a 5-star Norwegian in this promo team. Why are we not talking about them?
I've talked about him
I
already.
already did.
Nusa.
I compared him to Adeyemi.
Oh yes, yeah.
I said that this card looks just as good.
Yeah,
so,
you did. I just thought it was another excuse to bring him back up again.
He's a hidden gem, I would say.
Yeah.
Or slept on or whatever. He's really good in game. If he plays like my evolution, then he's going to be very fun to use.
I hope so, because when we were talking about him,
I
actually bought him to replace Son on the left winger.
Well,
so
if you're looking for an impact winger, go get Cascarino for 45k. She had some amazing cards last year. Now this card, 97 pace with quick step plus and whipped cross. If you are a heathen like I am, and like getting down the wing and whipping the ball into the box to the big man or big woman, this is the player you want to get. I said 98 acceleration, 97 sprint speed with quick step plus, and got technical silver as well. I love this card as a little cheeky impact sub for less than 50k.
She could be the impact sub for Chloe Kelly, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, she has the short and normal body type, and it's probably going to be crazy dribbling using that card. So you can do skill moves and run circles around Theo Hernandez. That's probably going to face every match. So it looks like a really fun card.
Well, it's a good segue there, Daniel, because we also have something called a super sub now.
Yeah, they've announced this. I mean, we get to see how it's going to be implemented. They mentioned this in the pitch notes for the new season, talking about there's going to be this super sub set. And I'll tell you what they've said. I'll scroll up. They said, we're looking forward to introducing super sub player items in the near future. Don't know when that's going to be. These player items will have
server update, I think.
Is it going to be with server update? Okay. These players will have full chemistry when they're subbed into matches during the second half and beyond. Additionally, following the same activation conditions, role familiarity at the role plus level will be increased to role plus plus. Just keep in mind that these player items need to be subbed in their primary or alternative positions in order for their chemistry and role familiarity effects to be active. So whether this is going to be a different type of promo player, I have a feeling it might just be an evolution or a shell type you can put onto certain players. That's my hope. But it's nice. It's great because, there are certain players with, hard to link chemistry and things like that where you kind of wish you could bring them on and them get that full chem that you haven't been able to do so. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of this. And it's nice as well they've put that condition in that has to be in the second half to stop people basically, as they're just subbing them on in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So did they say if it was only one player or if it would be all?
One, I think.
I don't know. They didn't specify.
Because if you can use five super subs second half, that would be.
I might, as I said, my guess is that it's going to be. I have a feeling it will be a small set of players and then maybe an evolution. So I don't think it'll be an evolution that you can do loads of times, maybe once or twice. And you have to pick your super sub of your team to put in. So yeah, I don't see it being something you can do to fill your bench with super subs.
No, but yeah, it's a cool concept.
I'm just thinking about we can sub 5 times or we can sub 5 players in, but we need a bigger bench in next FC though.
Without Willie wanting to take over hosting, because I old habits die hard, John. But I know we've touched on them a lot, but we probably should talk about Ababo, Gervinho, and Doumbia as well before we move on. We should talk about it.
Do we? And if you mention them quickly,
so people are hyped. People, there is they are playing well. The whole. What's the title of this season, Ingvi?
The season title is Memory Lane.
Exactly, and this is what these 3 cards. Even the card design they've given them is FIFA 15 inspired design with the yellow.
Like that,
yeah. A trio of heroes you can get. There's an evolution path for you to take them down, and I think they're paid evolutions, though, aren't they, Ingvi?
If you want to get them to the maximum level, I think there is coins to be spent.
Similar to Maradona, effectively, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's. I didn't think it was this bad, but each is 150,000 coins. I thought it was 50,000 coins each, but that would be okayish. But 150,000 coins each, and you have to play. Let me see.
If you play one game,
eight games. It's not too bad, but still, it's
88 games.
eight games per player.
Too bad.
But it's 150,000 coins though, and they're be annoying if you spend that and then you pack one of the ones in packs. That could be a little bit frustrating. That's the only thing. I like it's a cool concept, but you can kind of customize them as well, because you can give them playstyle pluses that you unlock as well in a player pick. So I think it's power shot, whip, pass, technical plus, press, proven plus, tiki taka. I think those are the options. So
and it's a bit
I
like
think
the academy player, isn't it? I think you have to do the objective first before you put these players into the evolution, because I believe that kind of locks out this additional playstyle plus. Is some of the I might be slightly wrong on that, but I was watching a couple of streams and people see me suggest that. So yeah, do the objectives for those unlockable playstyle pluses before you go and do the evolution after that.
the cards, of course, are usable. They'll be 90 rated, but I don't know how long they're gonna last. They're gonna be annoying to face them, but the stats are not top. But of course, for nostalgia, it should be really fun.
Uh,
Yeah, it's not a must.
okay. Let me I'll give my neutral opinion about this. Okay. I'm just not a Roma fan. That's people wonder why I wasn't why we're talking. But it's quite cool they put it like this. But I want to see more of them then, more for more years. Right? I want to see that Zlatan card coming back. And FUT Birthday is just 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same with the 16 thing. I want make it the running thing then. I know it might be a little bit much, but we got, I don't know, 6 weeks of team of the season coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have 4 weeks of FUT Birthday and more of these combinations for more versatility. Then I'd say, you know what, this is fun. This one is not for me, simply because of the team. I won't play them, but it's cool. But hey, you remember the year when we played, I don't know, this player up front, everyone did that. Hey, that could be fun to have them back with that card design as well.
Yeah, I think EA will be obviously be monitoring how many people buy these evolutions, how many FIFA points are spent on them. They're all massively downvoted. It must be said. I think it's about 75% downvotes on each of the 3 paid Evos. As Ingvi said, 150,000 coins. It's quite a lot. And the players you get at the end of it, while they're good, again, you look at the players like Marlon and Adeyemi and cards like that. And you know, teasing Ingvi a minute ago about Noosa, you know, that Noosa card looks.
He's in my team, right?
Well, he looks as good as a lot of these 150k Evos. I mean, there is not a lot of difference between him and Jovino.
No. So it's cool for, of course, for nostalgia. So
I think that's it. It's a cool future. You could get them in, but you have to be a big fan to get all 3 of them, I think, in the team. And especially replacing the current players we have in most of our teams. I think then it would be more fun if you have some rotating players.
They have got as well, it's worth saying as well, though, they have got super juiced players in packs for you to get, which, and those cards look.
That's what Ingvi said.
Yeah,
that
amazing.
The other thing.
Yeah.
What if you pack someone after you did all the Evos? That's a little bit of a weird feeling. I think it's all right. Let's put it like, I think it's a nice feat. It's probably a deal with Roma, right? Because they're back in the game.
None of them have got Roma as a club, though, to be fair. They're heroes, so they're just Serie A.
Yeah, but the SBCs are called Roma, and they announced it as the Roma trio. So
please don't go sign for eFootball. Stay with us, please, Roma, is the message, I think.
That's what they're now doing. Yeah, probably. Ingvi, do you want to discuss a certain player of the month before we tap out?
Salah won.
Salah 2? No, I'm just kidding.
Second player of the month, I think. Card is nice. I like that he finally got the 4-star weak foot, but I still think the price is double of what it should have been, in my opinion. So I will not be doing that, I think.
Daniel?
No. No, not for me. Again, you've got a great player like Chloe Kelly out there for 60k that is, I think, better than this card. I think if you are a finesse merchant, again, I don't say that. I do say that slightly resentfully.
I do. He said it. I said,
Look, everyone's free to play their own way, but I hate people curling in constant finesses against me, mostly because I'm bitter because I never seem to be able to pull off finesse shots. But look, if you are someone that likes cutting in and whipping in a finesse shot, I mean, Salah's a fantastic card. We know he does that really well, and that weak foot boost is nice. But it goes back to the thing I've been saying throughout this show. There are so many really good cards. It doesn't massively stand out to me, even above some of his other promo cards you can go out and buy for a fraction of the price.
Yeah, and 4-star versus all the 5 stars out there now. That says enough, right? I do have to admit that the previous Player of the Month card from Salah has been in my team until Team of the Year. And actually until Maradona came out. I replaced Salah with Maradona, the right winger. But I love that card. So I don't think you can go wrong with it. But yeah, like Ingrid said, it's way too expensive for the current.
At least they've given him a good boost, and the Player of the Month Jurassic that they released this week as well. EA do seem to be actually dragging these players up to at least be kind of usable, whereas in the past sometimes they have just given these Player of the Month cards that are bare minimum upgrade. You know, they could have quite easily released a 4-3 Salah again. So it is nice that they are giving them a little bit more attention and making them viable. So I will give them credit for that one. I
totally agree. Is there anything you want to discuss about this season start, Daniel?
No, not really. As I said, I love the nostalgia. I think that Renato versus Kimpembe pick is going to be a tricky one when we come down to it. The 5-5 FUT Birthday a la Wayron that awaits you if you manage to get to the end of the season looks very, very good. I don't think it'll ever be quite as fearsome as that World Cup hero from 2 or 3 years ago, which still gives me nightmares.
I still remember Chris backing him live on this.
Oh, yeah, and being like, rubbish.
Rubbish.
I was like, you sure, mate? I'm looking at this, but this looks pretty good. No, I don't. And then 2 weeks later, everyone was like, that's the card you should get.
Broke more controllers than anything else in FIFA history, I think, that card.
Can I complain a little bit?
Sure, quickly? Go ahead. Why would we end on a positive note?
We got a showdown this week with Newcastle versus Liverpool in the Cup final, Carabao Cup final. And as a Liverpool player, they selected Cody Gakpo that had an SBC not that long ago and with a huge +1 upgrade. I cannot understand why EA can't choose someone else from the team. Liverpool have more than 11 players. They could have taken a bronze player that would have been better than giving Gakpo another card. It's the same with the level 5 season. Abdul Hamid that plays for Roma, he also had a Winter Wildcard promo card just recently. Why does he have to be a World Tour card now with a +1 as well? Couldn't they have selected a different Saudi player?
Don't worry, Ingvi. You can still use that Soboslai road to the final card. Oh, no. He's not going to get any more upgrades.
So he will fit an evolution. He will fit an evolution.
So when Ingvi said, can I complain a little? You were like, okay, bring it home, mate. I got this ready.
How hard it is to have a cup final showdown SBC. So painful. I can't imagine. The stress.
Come on, they could select someone else.
I know. I tease. I do know what you mean. It is a bit weird when there is. Yeah, as I said, you got 18, 21, 22 players.
And he was SPC, and he was quite expensive when I did it as well. So now there's another one, 250,000 coins. So
I don't think anyone would be doing. If it was Darwin Núñez, though, no one would be doing it at the moment. Or Curtis Jones.
The fantasy card for me dropped quite a lot in price for some reason.
I saw that the on the night of the defeat to PSG. I saw that the card dropped, and I people are so petty. It's funny. I love that kind of pettiness in FC.
Yeah, it's not boring.
No, I'm not gonna do this one. No, I'll stop with the insults Daniel gave first.
Look, Reading beat Wrexham this week, so take that, Deadpool. Take that, Ryan Reynolds.
We keep Ryan can come and defend himself on the show if he wants next week. He's welcome.
I'm sure he'll be
Nah,
waving to me from the Wrexham promotion parade bus while Reading still sit in League One next season. So I don't. I'm going to enjoy this rare moment of glee for my football club. That'll do.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll make this a clip. We'll put it on socials. We'll tag Ryan Reynolds. And let's see if we can get him on the show, shall we? And if you want him on the show and you're listening to the show right now, just make sure you share that clip. Maybe that helps.
Yep.
You're more than
Or we
welcome,
get
Ryan.
sent
You're more than
Deadpool,
welcome.
I'll send Daniel's address to him.
Can you imagine just like Ryan Reynolds in a Deadpool outfit outside my house? The Ring doorbell
Actually,
footage would be
can.
great.
Actually, can.
Anyway, I think we've officially jumped the shark, as they would say.
We did. I could say we're doing a weekend league, but I'm just gonna edit this podcast and then off to bed for me. Guys, thank you so much. If all things work out, we have 2 shows again next week, so don't worry. Thank you all for the messages and your appreciation this week. Remember, just to share this podcast and help us out and, show your appreciation. We appreciate you. Don't be mean like Dan does tonight. Just one thing left for us to do, and that is to
Drop it.
Drop it.
drop it.
FUT